So how's everybody? Good to hear. Yeah, sorry it's so warm. Not much I can do about it right now. So this is Entrepreneurship 3400. Everybody in the right place? Cool. I'm Professor Jeremy Woods, and I basically got two things to go over today. I'm going to talk about the syllabus, kind of the structure of the class a little bit, and then a little bit of an introduction to entrepreneurship and my perspective on it. And at the end of the session, I'd like to brainstorm a little bit about entrepreneurial ideas that you guys have, and then we'll call it a day. We may get done a little bit early. I try to shoot for getting done a little bit early, but I can't guarantee that every time. So in Blackboard, the syllabus is under the information section. So if you go to information, very first item up at the top is our course syllabus. If I make any changes to it, I'll post them there. So that's where the updated syllabus will always be. This class is Tuesdays and Thursdays from 4 to 5:15 in this very hot room. Hopefully we can get it to be cooler sometime soon. My office is BDC 136 over in the other building. My office hours are basically from noon to 2:30 on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I encourage you to come to my office hours. If that doesn't work for some reason, we can schedule an alternative time as well. So there's a number of main topics that this course covers. One is nurturing your entrepreneurial business perspective, so sort of identifying and supporting how you think as an entrepreneur. We're going to talk a good deal about product and service development, so turning ideas into opportunities, going from an idea in your head to something concrete that you can start talking with people about as a business. Customer development and market sizing. We're going to do a lot of outreach with sample customers, beta customers, and really talk to people who are potential customers for your business. And then based on those conversations, we're going to do some estimates of how big the market for your product or service might be. We're going to talk a little bit about profit model and resources needed. So basically, what is the overall value proposition of your company? What are the revenue streams? What are the major fixed costs and variable costs? And what are the resources that you need in order to be successful? I tend to focus on a modular form of business planning. So we're not going to write a long formal document in this class. We're going to write several smaller documents that fit together like Lego parts, so to speak. But when you put those all together, it is a business plan. So one of the elements of this class is business plan writing. Another element is finding capital and resources. So once you've got your business idea, thought out, and you've started to talk to some sample customers, talking to expert advice contacts, and talking to people who might be able to invest in your business, and going about the process of trying to find investors and capital. We'll talk about implementing the business plan and managing the business. So depending on the different ventures you work on, once we've got a working website, which we'll do very early in the semester, and we've got some feedback from sample customers, we'll decide on what the next steps are, and you'll get some hands-on experience in doing implementation of the next steps to turn these businesses into real companies. And then finally, deliverables and harvest options. We'll talk a little bit about how to carry on your business realistically after this course is over, considering the fact that most of you have day jobs or you're not ready. You're not ready. Many of you are not ready to sort of quit your job and go full time on a new venture. We'll talk a little bit about how to keep your idea alive after the semester's over, even if you don't quit your job and start working full time on your business. So those are the main topics. The objectives, the main activities that we're going to be involved in the course are basically each one of you is going to put together an entrepreneurial career plan and kind of a profile for yourselves on how to improve as an entrepreneur in the future. You're going to develop a website with various other modular business plan elements that are associated with that. So you're going to create a website and then develop several other business plan elements over the course of the semester. You'll develop prototype products and services. You're going to open relationships with beta customers or sample customers for your business, and you're going to talk with expert advice contacts. That's the main activities. So grading wise, there's 100 points for participation. Those are some. It's not attendance. I don't take attendance, but I'll go through what is involved in participation. There's a retention of learning test that covers the main topics that we talked about over the course of the semester. At the end of the semester, that's worth 600 points. Your final business plan that you work on, the various elements of the business plan that you put together, all of those together at the end of the semester are worth 200 points. And then there's a video presentation, very brief pitch of your idea that I want you to record on video, and that presentation is worth 100 points. And that's your overall grade for this class. Any questions about that so far? Okay. So grade distribution is pretty straightforward. Here's the details of the grading criteria. I sent everybody an email. For those of you who added the class, make sure to email me. My email address is jwoods7@csub.edu. I want you to fill out a career development plan and develop a LinkedIn profile if you don't already have one to connect to me. Once you've done that, that's worth 20 points. About 3 or 4 weeks into the semester, we're going to develop personalized entrepreneurial career plans for each of you. If you do that and get it to me on time, that's worth 50 points. And then we're going to have some guest speakers, expert advice contacts that I put you in touch with over the course of the semester. If you follow up with those like you're supposed to, then that altogether, that is worth 30 points of your grade. The retention of learning test, I say that it's a short answer test, 20 questions, 3 hours. That was the old test. I think I'm going to revamp it. So you're going to have a test at the end of the semester. I don't know if it'll be short answer or multiple choice yet. I'm going to change it from the one I did in the past. But that test is worth 600 points, and we'll have a review session for it. Go over everything beforehand to make sure that you guys are prepared for it. Your final business plan is worth 200 points. My goal is that everybody in here gets 200 points on that. If you do everything I ask you to do over the course of the semester, then that should be worth 200 points. And then finally, your video business plan presentation, maximum of 1 minute per person on the video. It could be less than 1 minute, but no more than 1 minute per team member on the video presentation. So since I said team member, you're going to form teams in this class to work on business projects together. I need at least 2 people on a team. Maximum of 7, I think, is my goal for the size of the teams. And we're going to form those probably by the end of next week. We'll form the various teams. So that's that. The course schedule. Today we'll finish talking about the syllabus. I'm going to give you a little introduction. I'm going to give you a little introduction to the big picture of entrepreneurship and some information about my background on the entrepreneurial ventures I've been involved with in the past. On Thursday, we'll talk about the critical foci, the 3 elements that are the most important part of this class for your business plan, which are website, customer outreach, and expert advisors. And then the following week, we'll talk a bit about sort of ideation and entrepreneurial perspective, how to come up with innovative new ideas, and your we'll talk a little bit about your personal entrepreneurial profile that week already, and then that'll be due the 4th week of classes, your entrepreneurial career plan. During week 3, we'll talk about product service development and differentiation in modular business planning. We'll have a couple of days on graphic design and web development, customer development, market sizing, marketing plans. This is going to be week 5. Week 6, we're going to focus on competition and on sort of general research about the market environment. Then we'll have 2 weeks where we just work on projects during class. And then for the last couple of weeks of the semester, we'll alternate with a lecture one day and work on projects the next day. Lecture one day, work on projects the next day. So that'll cover financials of the business and the implementation plan and the executive summary. And then for the last weeks 12 and 14, we'll probably have some guest speakers come in and talk to us. There will be no class during the week of Thanksgiving. And then we'll have a review session and course wrap up the last week of classes. And your test will be online in one form or another. I just haven't decided whether it's going to be multiple choice or short answer yet. But that test will be online, and you can take it anytime between when I do the review session and the end of finals week. And then we got no class during finals week. That's basically it. Question? Yes. Huh? Yes, this is on Blackboard. It's under the information section of Blackboard. So I've got a rubric down here at the bottom of the syllabus about what I expect from you for your business projects. You're responsible for finding a project. So one of the things we're going to do today at the end of class is brainstorm a little bit about potential projects that you're interested in working on. And we'll continue that brainstorming on Wednesday and the following week until we have enough options. And then each of you need to choose which project you want to work on, and we'll form teams in that way. So you're responsible for finding a project. Each project should have no more than 2, and no less than 2, no more than 7 members of the team. You got to build a website for the project. So each team in here is going to build a website. You need to interview at least one expert advice contact, and that expert advice contact needs to be approved by me. So it may be that I refer you to someone. You may identify someone on your own that you want to talk to. That's another element of your business plan. You need to interview at least 3 potential customers for your product or service. You're going to do profiles on at least 3 competitors. And again, those all get approved by me. So I'm pretty flexible on who you interview as customers and who you profile as competitors, but I want you to check with me as a team and confer on what those focuses are before you go out and do that. You're going to develop a budget and financial projections for your project. You're going to do an executive summary and an elevator pitch, and you may be assigned other tasks as necessary. Each venture is a little bit different. So the main elements that everybody has in common are the ones that I just listed. There may be additional tasks for some of the teams depending on what the nature of your business project is. And that pretty much covers the syllabus and the overview of what we're going to be doing in this class. Questions about that so far? What is your name? Naif. You're not in Blackboard? You have to add the course. So go into Blackboard. Did you get the email that I sent around? If you click on that link, it should take you to the right place in Blackboard. No problem. What was your name? Christine, what was your question?
When you say at least 3 competitors, it's 3 competitors per group?
Yes,
Per team member?
per group.
Okay.
Good question.
Yeah,
Other questions? Okay. Let me dive into my my lecture for today then. All of the lecture slides for this course are under course documents in Blackboard. So the syllabus is under the information section of Blackboard. All the rest of the course documents are in the course documents section. Oops, that's not the one I wanted. Introduction to Entrepreneurship. There we go. So, in the big picture for this class, the skill sets that you're learning, that you're going to be practicing over the course of this semester, make you valuable in pretty much any career path that you choose in the future. So, I want to give a couple of examples of how that might end up looking. 95%, more than 95% of all the business in the world are small and medium-sized enterprises, SMEs. They're not the Chevrons and Microsofts of the world. They're small, privately owned companies. That's the vast majority of businesses in this world. The vast majority of places that you could potentially apply to get a job and work in are going to be small businesses. And if you have the skill set of this class, you're sort of a jack of all trades that can solve any business problem in a small business. So, in addition to your goals for your career immediately after graduation, the skill sets from this class sort of make you continuingly marketable as a small business professional going forward. So, as the economy goes up and goes down, and you may lose a job in the future, the skill sets from this class make you marketable again for a new job very quickly. And give you a lot more places that you can apply for rather than just the big companies of the world. Entrepreneurship. So if you're going to do something new in a large company, it's very, very similar to starting your own company. Doing a new initiative within a big company is a lot of the same skill sets, the same activities that you are going to go through in this class. So even if you do end up working for a large bank or a healthcare company or maybe an agriculture or energy concern, sooner or later you're going to be responsible for new project initiatives. So you may think of them yourself because you're bored and you want to do something new within the company. They may be given to you by your bosses, but doing a new project within an established large company is very similar to starting a new business. And then finally, there's about 1 million new startups every year in the U.S. So some of you from this class, if you really want to, you can go right on after this class and start that company that we work on in this class. You go right on and keep working on that company afterwards. So certainly the skills in this class are useful for owning your own business. But not just that, it's also working for any small business and doing new projects in large businesses, equally relevant. I'm going to go through my background a little bit in future slides, but my entire view of entrepreneurship and the angle that I teach this course from is 18 months plus new capital equals adventure. You basically, we've only got 4 months more or less in this semester to work on your projects. In general, I would say that to take a new idea, from new idea all the way to successful company, takes about 18 months. If you can, and when you're planning on starting your own business, you need to plan on how are you going to pay your bills, how are you going to continue to eat and have an apartment and so forth for 18 months without any revenues coming in from the new business. If you can make it for 18 months, you will start a new business. So if you can't make it for 18 months, it's dicey whether your business succeeds or not. If you can make it for 18 months, then you've got a real good chance of starting a new business. New capital, basically, you need to plan for how much money you've got the costs of your life, and then there's the costs of the business. The costs of the business, you have to know where that money's coming from. Could be from a bank loan, could be from investors, could be from friends and family, could be from savings, money that you've saved up. There's a lot of potential ways, but you've got to know where that money is coming from. So the money that pays for the business, you need to know where it's coming from before you start, and you need 18 months. If you've got 18 months of time where you can survive and continue to eat and have a roof over your head, and you can get capital for the business, you're gonna be able to start a new business. So the things that we're gonna sort of get our hands dirty with in this class are these 3 elements right here: immediate practical implementation, differentiation, and modular business planning. So I am a big believer in ready, fire, aim, rather than ready, aim, fire. I want you guys building websites. I want you talking to customers, potential customers first, not second. And I want you talking with people who have been there and done that early on in the process. So we're not going to sit here and tinker on things in isolation for 4 months. We're going to get a website up and working as quickly as possible that sort of demonstrates the idea of the venture. And then we're going to start talking to potential customers right away and get their input. Do you like it? Do you not like it? What do you like? What do you not like? How much would you pay for things? We're going to get feedback from potential customers right away. And then we're going to talk, depending on what the business is, we're going to talk to somebody who's been successful doing that kind of business before and get advice from them on what you should do for your business. And all of that, we do that before we write the rest of the business plan. We're going to do that immediately. I'm going to talk next week a little bit about how to come up with new entrepreneurial ideas. But after that, we're diving right in and we're making a website and we're just going to start talking to people and getting feedback. After that, based on the feedback, we need to build differentiation of the venture. So how is that venture going to be different from the competition sustainably? So after we've gotten feedback from both the expert advisors and the potential customers, we need to build a better mousetrap, basically. We need to make sure that your company is different from the competition in important ways. And then finally, we'll do modular business planning. We'll develop financial statements for the business, financial projections. We'll develop a marketing plan. We'll develop competition profiles. But all of those things we develop after we develop the website and talk to customers and advisors. All the rest of it comes later, and they're like standalone pieces. They're each going to be like a separate presentation, and they all fit together at the end. But we're not writing a big long document in this class. We're writing several short documents depending on the topic area. So that's how we're going to approach entrepreneurship in this class over the course of the semester. So I've done a number of things over the course of my career. In terms of immediate practical implementation, there's several different ventures that I've been a part of that this is what I bring to the table in teaching you guys. So there was a startup that my dad and I worked on back in the 90s. It was a value-added reseller of accounting hardware and software called Cost Recovery Systems. Did that for about a year and a half. That was my first real experience in getting my hands dirty with trying to start a new business. The next one was Doc 11. Right after I finished my MBA, I was the head of record label relations for amusic.com in Hamburg, Germany, for all of about 9 months. We burned through $4 million in investors' capital in 9 months. The dot-com bubble burst, and the investors didn't re-up, and we were all out of work by Christmas. But it was a hell of a ride burning through that capital and trying to make the business work during those 9 months. So that was my second experience with really getting my hands dirty and working on starting a new company. The third one, Avenue 2 Licensing and Consulting, was basically an international music licensing and event booking agency. I worked in the music business in Germany for a while after that website went under. I worked for Sony. I worked for Bertelsmann or BMG for a while. And then I took all my contacts that I knew in the music business and signed contracts with them to represent them in Brazil. I moved to Brazil and married my now ex-wife. And I brokered deals in Brazil for record labels from Europe. So that was the third experience that I had really getting my hands dirty with a small business. Chipolati Christmas Decor. My ex-wife's family company is called Chipolati. They decorate shopping malls for Christmas. all over South America, from Buenos Aires up through Monterrey, Mexico. And I worked with them on trying to open up a new market for them in the United States. They don't do any malls north of the border right now, and it's a major new opportunity for them. So worked with them on that for a little while, and then finally I started a lead generation service called Market Driver, which basically outsourced cold calling for other companies. So I and my employees would pick up the phone, send emails, find new potential customers, and then hand those contacts over to the business owner. So the business owner didn't have to make all those phone calls themselves. So those are kind of the experience I've had in rolling up my sleeves and working on a small business, working on a new entrepreneurial venture that I bring to the table for this class. For the modular business planning element of this, how to put together the financials of a business, or how to put together a competitor profile, are skill sets that you learn in bigger companies, as well as skill sets that you learn in your education. So the rest of the knowledge that I have for the rest of the elements of the business plan comes from the following experience. I was an undergrad at Stanford way back in 1993. My major was German history, so originally I wasn't in the business school at all, but went there as an undergrad, did my MBA at UCLA a couple of years after that, and then I did my PhD about 4 years ago now at University of Cincinnati. So that's kind of my educational background. I worked for a stint with PricewaterhouseCoopers doing management consulting. Like I said, I worked in the music business in Europe for a while for the Bertelsmann Book and Music Club, which is basically the German equivalent of Columbia House Records. Although technically Der Club came first and then Columbia House came. So Columbia House is the American version of Der Club. But anyway, I worked for the Bertelsmann Book and Music Club for a while. I worked for Sony Music Entertainment for a while in Germany. And once I came back to the United States from Brazil, I worked as a headhunter for a little while as well at a company called Robert Half Management Resources. So that's kind of the background and perspective that I bring to this class. The overall focus is going to be very much on building websites right away, talking to customers, talking to expert advice contacts, and then building the rest of the elements of the business plan, but really getting our hands dirty early with building a website and talking to people about it. Finally, for implementation plus business planning minus differentiation. So my businesses that I started didn't work. I'm here teaching you guys now rather than running them. I implemented very well. I dove in and got something started from nothing. I'm very good at doing that. Pretty good at business planning. My two businesses, I was not very good at being different. There was nothing in particular that made my licensing agency different or better than any other licensing agency, and there wasn't very much that differentiated me from any other lead generation service. So in the end of the day, I had two businesses that weren't well differentiated, and they didn't stick around. However, what I do have is a large network of friends and partners for your expert advice contacts from all of the different experience that I've had over the course of the years. So even though those ventures didn't work, I still stay in touch with the customers and the advisors and the partners that I work with on those businesses. So that adds up to about a 10,000 person contact folder in my Outlook. I've also got access to the Stanford and UCLA alumni networks, which have a really great way of organizing what alumni are involved in which industries and have experience in which areas. So it's very, very easy to navigate those two databases and find an expert advisor if it's in an area that I don't personally have a contact in. And then finally, the University of Cincinnati's alumni network is useful for that as well. So that is largely what I wanted to go over today. The only other thing that I wanted to do before calling it a day for the first class session is brainstorm some new venture ideas. So who in here has an idea for a business that you want to start? What's your name?
Selena?
Selena?
Yes.
Selena, what's the business idea?
It's kind of providing services for parties, having a location, kind of like a venue area.
Uh-huh.
So providing services for parties, location-wise, tables, linens, music, but you would have to network coverage and all that.
So could we say an event planning company?
Yes.
Yes.
I want to provide my into organic food.
Organic food?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me your name again.
Knife.
Naif. N-A-I-F?
Naif.
Who else? I know other people in here have got business ideas. Naif, you again?
Yeah, I'll open a new website, apps, and sharing.
Huh?
Open a new website like apps like Twitter or Instagram. Facebook page.
Social media site? Okay.
Yeah, we don't have Amazon. Franchise in Boston.
Okay. You say on 1 second. What's your name? Abdullah?
Yeah.
Okay, Abdullah, tell me again. You wanted to basically make Amazon for Saudi Arabia?
Yeah, I mean like a website like Amazon, or make some contract with Amazon so they can provide like let's say delivery and so in Saudi Arabia.
Mm-hmm.
Because Amazon doesn't deliver right away to Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
If you want to get the cities from like physics or something like that, if you order from Amazon.
So Saudi Amazon. Lise, what was your idea?
Two things.
Uh-huh.
Can the air go on?
Hang on, say again.
Can the air go on? Because it's so.
Unfortunately, I can't do anything by the air right now.
A youth sports league.
Youth sports?
For like younger children.
Okay, cool. Other ideas? Yes.
My name's Lupita. L-U-P-I.
Lupita?
L-U-P-I. I have a swimwear online shop and a bakery.
Hang on, swimwear online? And a bakery? Okay. What kind of swimwear? Well, yeah, but are there particular brands, or are you designing it? You're designing it yourself? Okay. And then the bakery, what kind of Is it focused on bread, sweets?
Pastries?
Okay, pastries. And would it be locally here in Bakersfield?
Maybe outside of Bakersfield.
Okay,
In California, but maybe not.
okay. Other ideas? Yes. Tell me your name.
Chat.
Chad?
Yeah. A place, I know some places do this already, but more like a beer run type place, like a delivery for beer.
Beer delivery? Okay.
Right? You don't, like, everyone's drunk, you can't go get one.
Yeah. No, I like it. A beer delivery
There's
service.
more to it. I also like breakfast deliveries and pizza open 24/7. I hate when you can get pizza after like 10. And you're like, shoot, Leslie's closes at 10 or 11. And I don't know, I like breakfast delivery too. It's like Sunday, you know, everything.
Uh-huh.
You're hungover.
So there's beer delivery, but there's also breakfast delivery and 24-hour pizza.
Yeah, something like that.
Got it.
I can do the drive-through bar, not drive-through bar, but there's a back in like Texas, you can drive through by rather than actually having to drive your car to go in. Same with the tobacco store.
We can put that part of us.
Drive-through liquor store?
If it's like, say,
Yeah, I think there's.
drive-through liquor store, yeah.
Yeah. What was your name? Yes.
Yeah, wholesale fashion. Or not store.
Wholesale fashion? Okay. And Jessica, you said? Sorry. Jessica, okay. Huh? Can it be apps? Yeah. Hang on one second. Wholesale fashion. Did you, like, Lisa, I can't remember if you were, who was first? What's your name?
Caleb.
Caleb.
I'd like work with nurses and do like an IV delivery service for hungover people.
Just smart as hell too. Make your fluids.
With the drive
They have like IV bars like in Vegas. You go and like get an IV
Uh-huh.
and it cures your hangover like immediately. So I would do like a delivery service version of that.
Okay. IV delivery service for hangovers.
I think this boss likes to drink a little too much.
Lease.
One, like an app that like whenever you get on campus you turn on, like the market parking spots are open. And so then as they come out, it would like let you know and parking lot queues and you know that one is available. And then
Okay.
it'll let us know.
So open parking spot app.
Yeah, and then also, so I know that they have this like in LA, they'll tell you.
Folks, quiet for a second so I can hear Lise.
Like in LA, when you Google Maps it, they'll tell you like, oh, you're gonna have to have like 10 extra minutes for your parking situation, but it can't like reserve a spot for you or anything like that. Like in that, you'd be able to basically reserve your spot if you already have paid for the app, or whatever. So then you wouldn't have to worry about getting here 2 hours early.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, like you know, at like Rite Aid and Walmart where you can drive through pharmacy, if you can have like 15 items or less, you can pick them up too, like at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So then like a store where you can do your pharmacy picking up, but also your drive-through groceries picking up.
And this is a business idea or an app?
Store.
Huh?
So like a store.
Yeah. So describe it one more time so I can write it down.
Like you know, like Walmart or Rite Aid has pharmacy drive-through.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of just picking up your drugs, you can get like, I mean, your medicine. You can just get like that plus like anything you were shopping for ahead of time. Like,
Okay.
ahead of time with the prescription and then before all that.
So convenience store items drive-through. Other hands? Who am I missing?
If we don't want to shout out our business idea in a room full of like 60 people, can we still do the project on it?
Yeah. You gotta have at least one other person in this class working with you though. Okay? Cool. Other ideas?
Yeah, creating an app, I think that a lot more
What's your name first?
My name is Ahmed.
Ahmed?
Yes. Making a new app, like putting all the plumbing and all the electricity guys. I mean, like a handyman for every day, one app, and the customer they need him. All the time with him what he need, and they show me the price per hour and things like that. I think he is good. He needs it. He make like one to him, and he can come over to his house and tell the things.
So, a handyman pricing app.
Yeah.
Okay, I like it. Other ideas?
AC company that works on campus.
That would be nice, wouldn't it? I get we can put it down.
No, I'm good. That was just a joke.
I went to Wisconsin, in Cal State, to my friend.
Huh?
I went to Wisconsin, Cal State. They have the app. It's for all the students. You can request wherever, like, come pick you up. They work from 1 o'clock until 10 in the night. From school, actually, student, they drive. All the student next to school or like 5 miles away, they come pick you up. It's like, if I order just me, they come small car. If I order all the area, like me and the other friend, that they cover all the big van, they come pick them up. And you can have one guest with you. That's a cool app actually. Some students now walk and wait for the bus.
So it's sort of like a campus Uber app.
Yes, it's just for the campus people. Nobody.
Okay. What's your name? I forget your name. Abid. Thank you. Sorry, I forgot.
Well, what about campus rickshaw? Uber type deal. So I don't have to walk that far.
What?
Campus rickshaw? Somebody just drives me on a bike. Use my car. Like in days like today, I definitely pay for it.
Okay, campus Uber or rickshaw app.
No, like it's like an Uber, well, instead of cars, it's rickshaws.
Yeah.
And you get in a car.
Little like little bike things, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Parking shuttle service. Okay. Any other ideas? We'll talk about it more on Thursday as well. But if you guys are good on ideas for now, that's all I had to go over today. We'll get out a little bit early and get out of the seat. So I'll see you all on Thursday. Hey, doing well. How are you?
Good. Sorry I came in.
That's okay. Yeah, no problem. There you go.
Thank you.
No problem. How are you?
Good. Well, coming back.
Huh?
Coming back.
Good. Good to have you again. What's up?
Can I have the syllabus paper?
Oh, well,
The syllabus.
I don't have it on paper.
Oh, okay.
It's just on Blackboard.
That's okay.
It's 3,400.
Yes.
Can I find it? It's in Blackboard, huh?
Yeah, you have that
Yeah,
yourself.
it's in Blackboard.
Yeah, okay, I will check it out. Thank you.
Okay.
Professor, I didn't understand video, video presentation.
Yeah, so at the end of the semester,
Okay.
everybody on the team is going to record.
It will be like the presentation team.
Yeah, it's like presenting the business, but you're going to do it in a video recording rather than live in class.
Okay. What else I have to do? Project?
Huh?
Project? present the videos. It will be like a team together with the people.
Yes.
But you will choose the teams.
No, you guys choose the teams.
I can pick up any.
Yeah.
Okay. Professor, I have a class after that with you, management. Can you excuse me because I have physical therapy?
Okay, you mean from the
Management, I have
3450?
this one. 300, 450.
Yeah. So you have to go to physical therapy?
Yeah.
Okay, no
Because
problem.
for my leg, if you can. If something important, it will be.
No, I'm going to record it, so it'll be okay.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
So if I email you, you'll send me the email that you sent to the other students?
Yes.
Okay. And then does that email have what we need to email you again for the participation points in it?
It has everything you need is in that email.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
No problem.
I have a quick question about the email. Did you want us to email you just saying saying that we're enlisted in the class? Is that what you wanted?
Now, if you added this class like recently,
recently?
if you weren't already signed up for it before today,
Oh, okay.
I just wanted you to email me so that I can make sure that you're on my attendance list.
Okay. Awesome. Cool. Thank you.
No problem. Hi.
I'm in secretary.
Cool.
I might miss a lot of this class, actually.
Well, I hope to have you here for as much as you can make, and I understand.
Okay.
What position you play?
Defense. It's actually this one.
Oh, I'm sorry. I totally.
That's
I apologize to.
That's fine.
Oh, it's already filled out.
I play right back or left back.
Cool.
We have a game Thursday if you want to come out. Well, actually, it might be. Oh no, it's later.
There you go.
Thank you.
No problem. Yes.
Was there another class for this one?
Was there another one before this?
Yeah.
Yeah, my strategic management class was before this.
Oh, so is there someone there, or like they're all informed me they left their
Oh.
lunch? Yeah.
I wonder whose this is.
Yeah. Could be from the class before, or the girl that was sitting home.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'll let everybody know.
All right.
Thanks.